Alright, so I have my cell phone here, as you can see. Let's see. It told us we need to go to the App Store to download Firewalla. Keep in mind I do not have cell service, it's all on Wi-Fi right now, so replacing a router or whatnot, this might not work too well unless you have cell service or some other type of connectivity. But for now, let's just go to the Firewalla. There we are. Let's see if there's anything else. Private browser, DNS firewall, whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, let's get the Firewalla utility. Let's open it up. It wants me to sign in. Firewalla can notify you when these things happen. Cyber attacks, abnormal upload and downloads, access to gaming websites, adult content, and more. Okay, got it. You can do notifications if you want. I'm just going to allow that, so hopefully it'll show us some things. It says it would like to find and connect to devices on your local network. Now, I don't think I'm going to have this Firewalla on my local network. It's just going to be plugged into the WAN for now. So let's see if this is really even possible. Let's just hit OK for now, but it's not going to work. So let's see. Firewalla Gold. Connect the power to the DC jack and plug into the power outlet. Okay, let me plug it in right now. It's plugged in, and the on-off light has turned blue, so that's good to go. And it beeped at me. Okay, next. Looking for Firewalla. Firewalla would like to use Bluetooth. Bluetooth is used to pair with Firewalla. Alright, hit OK. 5 minutes for the box to power up. The box is ready for pairing after a beep sound, which I've heard a couple already. You'll see we have our abnormal uploads. It does malware blocking, that's cool. Apparently parenting with ease, allow children to get the things or not to get the things. Alright, locate the QR code on the bottom of the Firewalla box. Apparently not that box. Alright, so there's a QR code on the bottom of the Firewalla Gold. So we're going to allow access to the camera and of course get to the box. Now we have the ability to set it up in router mode, or I'm guessing bump on the wire mode. Because this is going to be my router, that's the one I'm going to choose. Use the Ethernet cable to connect. Well, they didn't give me an Ethernet cable, so make sure you have one of those. To the gold port. Alright, so let me take off the dust cover here. Pretty difficult here. You might want to have some tweezers or something on hand when doing this. Alright, I need to find a knife or something because I cannot get this out with my nails. Alright, got the tab out. Apparently my screen went black. Okay, I'm going to plug in my cable modem to the Firewalla. Hit next. All the ports are blinking because it's looking for something. Alright, now you can do this in a couple of different ways, which is pretty neat. DHCP, for example, Cox Communications allows DHCP. PPPoE, I believe, is if you're using DSL connectivity. Static IP address, and I'm wondering what triple play is. Interesting. Oh, right on. You can triple play configurations provided by your ISP, which I don't have. I'm guessing you have some specific connection from your ISP for IPTV and IP phone, so that's cool they included that. But for now, we're just going to do a single WAN connection, DHCP. This is not going to have a VLAN identifier. Of course, we want to provide a primary DNS server and secondary. I'm going to put this on my local network. Hopefully it doesn't yell at me for that, because I'm actually not going to have internal connectivity just yet. So, I tell you what, let's do a search. Cox Communications West Coast DNS. Alright. Let me copy both of these. So we have 68, 105, 28, and 29. So let's see, 68.105.29.16. At least this will give us DNS on the internet. If we have DHCP option 60, which we don't, IPv6, which I do not have, and some ISPs may lock internet connectivity to certain registered MACs. Use the pre-registered MAC address to bypass the locking. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that, so let's just hit continue. Please do not unplug Firewalla box during the process. And you're going to see it's applying the network settings. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, but we'll run through it if it does. I did just unplug it from my old Palo Alto that failed. Of course, if the Palo had failed, I'm hoping that like a sticky MAC or the DHCP address is not, still in place on the ISP side. So hopefully I'm getting an external IP right now. If this works, it'll be pretty nice. All I'll have to do is move this Firewalla into my server room, plug in the WAN again, and then plug the internal connectivity to my switch. And we can run how that routing works as well as soon as we get this going. Internet unavailable. Let's just try it again. So we had a failure so far. We'll run through it again to see if it works. Like I said, I'm venturing to guess Cox still has the old Palo Alto saved, so to speak. So I might not be able to get an IP address on my Firewalla just yet. That is one of the things you do have to worry about when replacing network devices on your network. On the inside, you have to worry about things like the MAC address table timeout, even IP-ARP timeouts, because the IP address maps, of course, to the MAC address. If you change the MAC address, no systems will, know how to get to them. In DHCP, you have lease times where it maps a MAC address to the IP that it's been leased. So if that's the case, the lease is still good on the Cox side, and I'll have to wait for that connectivity to flush out and then try this again. So at that time, I'll come back and hopefully the Firewall will be up and running on my network and we can continue to run through it. So let's try this one more time. I went into the Cox Communications app, logged in, and reset my modem. So Firewalla Gold, next, yes, I know. Oh, it's got to look for it again. Whoops. Alright, okay. I get to do the QR code again. Set up as a router, connected to the modem, DHCP, no v6, continue, and hopefully it'll work now. Now once again, I only have it connected to the internet right now. If it comes up just fine, I have to pause the video again and move it into my data center. And then hopefully I'll be able to get on the network from there. My Wi-Fi and my connectivity to my network is on different networks, so I'm not sure that will work, at least properly. I could create another SSID that's on my default network to allow me to connect to it, but I'm really hoping this is internet based. That way I can just reach out to firewalla.com through the app and configure it externally. Ah, there you go. Looks like it connected, and it's going through the upgrading process on Firewalla. So hopefully once the upgrade is done, it'll probably reboot and we'll be good to go. Obviously this is probably just a Linux box running, you know, custom code that turns it into a firewall with multiple ports and whatnot. We have to wait for the Linux processes to start up as well as the Firewalla service. It's amazing how a lot of these devices are, you know, having set up through Bluetooth and phones these days. To be honest, I don't really like it. I like being able to plug a network device or whatever into my home network and being able to access it through a web page and whatnot. The Ubiquity systems are the same way. You have to set it up via QR code on the little LCD screen to be able to get it on your network and then accessible over the network. I'm hoping that once this is up and running, I do not need my phone anymore. I thought I read something a little earlier about being able to configure it via a web GUI. I'm really hoping that that is, you know, the way to move forward on this. So let's do get started. Connect your devices to the local network to get protected. Apparently there's been 8 flows and it's blocked 8 already. Interesting enough. Alright, so we have one device, which is Firewalla. You'll see it already has an IP address and it's unassigned. No devices. We can click on Firewalla. Local domain is fire.walla. Interesting enough. MAC address. All the ports have different MACs, including the Bluetooth. Managed networks. LAN 1, 192.168.244.1. I will be changing this. Apparently we can also do link aggregation. 802.3 AD. Very nice. I'm probably not going to do that. And then of course NAT settings. We have a source NAT, which of course gets us internet configuration. We can specify the local networks here, which of course the 192.168.244.1 is kind of the default because that's the internal VLAN 1, so to speak. We can do NAT pass-through, which means if it sees any of these applications, it'll allow them through. You can also do port forwarding. So say, for example, you wanted to forward RDP over 3389 or a web server over 443 as an example. You can allow that. That's pretty nice. And of course there's a DMZ option where we can specify sources. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a source network. So that's my internal network. So it's now a part of the list. Source networks, there's 2. It doesn't look like I can delete the other one yet. So let's see about the LAN. Network detail. Okay. Internet block, gaming block, social, video, porn, safe search, and VPN. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, app control. Oh, that's cool. By the way, since we're here, check out our Discord. Intrez.com, we're creating a Discord. If you become a patron for $10 a month, you can gain access to that and have real-time chats with the community. Let's see, we can do monitoring and emergency access. How about rules? We don't currently have any rules, but we have the allow or block matching a target on a particular network. We'll talk about this maybe a little later. But for now, let us go back to edit. Network. Ha, you have a surprise me option. That's cool. Alright, we're not going to be a DHCP server. Let's do 10.2.0.254/30. Oop. 252. I'm going to make that on my default VLAN, so I'll be able to route to this. The question is, I want to route to a different network. So the 10.2/16 needs to be routable. I wonder if there's any ways for me to do routing here. Of course, LAN 1 still shows the 244 network for some reason. There you go, just had to update. All right. Okay. Wow. All right, let's see. Join local network. That's not what I want. Box name, IP, what's new, features, advanced. My phone is apparently paired. Right on. Configurations, SSH, MDNS. No. Actually, hold on. Is ICMP blocked? No, it's only blocked on the outside, which is fine. Alright, here we go. We have network here, which shows us what we looked at, the network manager, and we have routes. So we're going to add a route. Let's see. Interesting. Let's do IP address 10.2.0.0/16. Oh, you have to specify it in the range option. Okay. 10.2.0.0 on LAN 1 or HEN. Interesting. We'll just do LAN 1 interface LAN 1. All devices. That's interesting. Okay, next hop 10.2.0.100. Alright, looks like the route saved successfully. So now we have our single route on LAN 1 to that network, 10.2/16. Next hop 10.2.0.100. We'll talk about that a little later as well. Smart queues. Prioritize traffic and reduces delays. Fair queuing controlled delay. Interesting. We can add smart queues matching apps, target lists, IPs, domains, internet, gaming, social. Wow, this does give you a whole lot of options here. We can see the data usage in months and days, daily, monthly data plans, VPN servers, ad block. Very nice. Open ports. Interesting. Alright. You can also specify family for family protect, safe search, and of course social hour. One tap to block all online social networking activities for 1 hour. VPN client, DNS service, and a whole bunch more. We'll have to talk about some of these things pretty soon. But for now, what I need to do, I need to shut this guy down and I need to move it. Hey look, open in desktop browser. Open myfirewalla.com, a desktop, scan the QR. Okay. Okay, I think we're good to go. So let me shut this thing down. I'll move it over to my data center and hopefully we'll be able to access it from the web. If not, we'll be back here on the phone. So give me a few minutes and I'll see you in a moment.